So after you've sheeted out your laminated Danish dough, you want to make sure that what was the belly before is along one of these long edges. You sheet it out to, depending on the sheeter, about 2.25 to 2.5. You take the dough and you fold it in half. You crease this such that when you unfold it that you can see it. You take a pastry wheel, cut down the center, and always clean off the belly sides, just to clean it up so that those croissants can eventually open. You want to do this while the dough is as cold as possible. That will retain the cleanest layers for proper lamination. Next thing we do is we stack this on top of the previous piece. Line up the lines, and then we start the dividing process. Cut, do you need to come in? I take my multi-wheel divider and I start along the top edge and divide it into 3-inch increments. Now what I do is I follow this line straight to the bottom with a very soft line that I can barely see. I find the halfway point in between there, which makes it at 1.5 inches, and I make an incision, and I follow that point all the way down the length of the dough again. Now, to properly illustrate it, I will use a pen so that you can see how the dividing actually works. I'm going to start here, and here, and here, and here. And I'll continue this pattern up until about the 5th croissant, and then we'll go with the regular lines. I take the halfway point. Now, I'm going to connect the lines. You can start to see how these triangular shapes start to unfold. Now you take a long, sharp blade and in a clean cut, cut all the way down the length of it. The quicker you can do that again, the cleaner your layers of lamination will remain. The overall dimension of this triangle is approximately, from top to tip, is about 10 to 11 inches. With the end pieces, I use them to make monkey bread or use them as a pâte fermentée in a future dough. Next thing that I do is I make an incision on the top portion of these triangles. To stack them on top of each other so that they stay nice and cool during the shaping process. So there are two ways to shape a croissant. One is pulling towards you. You open the cut end and you pull towards you, rotating your hands outward, and then gently, with a downward pressure, rolling the tail right down the center. Again, open, rotate out, line the tail up straight, and gently roll. The other way to shape is you push away, open up the tail, use your fingers with a downward motion rolling out, and then just lining up that tail and rolling it right down the center. So for proper placement, you want to make sure that that tail just rolls towards the bottom at a 45-degree angle to the edge, and you're going to lay them down in 5 by 3. They then go into a proof box, and proof as long as possible would be ideal, but in a reasonable environment, I tried to go for about 3 hours at about 75 degrees with about 80% humidity. I also find it best before it goes in the proof box to give it 1 application of egg wash.